Hey, peace here. So we're in the Go Math Volume 1, 4th grade. We're gonna look at Unit 1. Title of this unit is Number and Operations. Talking about place value, fraction concepts, and operations. Good tip here. Remember. Show your work. Show what you know. And there you go. So first deal here, we have read and write numbers within 1,000. So if we remember in our place value here, this is our ones and our tens, then our hundreds, then our thousands. So we're going up to 1,000 in this particular section here. First number we have 27. We have two base 10 blocks. Then we have the 7 unit cubes. So we know that these are 10. So that gives us 20, 10 plus 10. Then you have the 7 unit cubes. Your standard form is the standard number that you see, the digits 2 and 7. Word form spelled out 27. You spell out the number. Expanded form is you break apart the different, I guess you would call the place value groups. So here is your 20 plus your 7. See that? So moving forward, if we were to look at this here, we have 10, 20, 30, 40 plus 3. So if we're going to write this out, we got 43 here. The word 43. And the expanded form 40 plus 3. Okay, moving right along. Remember, you can always pause these videos if you need more time. Jumping into the fractions of a whole number. Write the fraction that names the shaded part. Okay, so we are naming the shaded part. So you see this region here is a little more pink than the rest of the paper. And as far as this region, and then these regions here. One thing I like to do is one thing when I'm counting the sections, I place little marks so I know that I'm not double counting a section, especially when we get to these smaller sections down here. So what you want to do when you're talking about fractions, it is always remember part to whole. So when you're writing that fraction, you have your fraction bar here. So your part is going to be on the top, and how many pieces in the whole thing is going to be on the bottom. And what we should say for that, the text that we would write means part of fraction. Kind of give it some explanation. And this is the all parts. Part fraction shaded, and this is all parts total. That's kind of how I make it sense to myself. So, you may have your own way of saying it. So if I count these up, because we got to get the whole thing, I start with the whole thing. Let's just use the blue number line as a fraction so we don't have to draw one. So let's count them up. Let's start with the shaded. 1, you can even put numbers in them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. So that we know on the bottom of this fraction, this should be an 8. And then how many parts we have shaded? 1. And if you start with the shaded, you'll see how many you have. So like this one, you have 1, 2, 3. On the bottom, it should be a 3. Top, 2. See? 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Bottom should be, oh, I didn't finish. 4. Bottom should be 4, right? Top should be 3. Let's not be lazy. Let me erase that. 4. So let's continue that work here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bottom would be 6. Top would be 2. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Bottom 12. Top 9. And if you number in that order, you don't have to count twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 on the bottom and 6 on the top. Okay. So again, if I was moving too fast for you, just pause the video and take a sec. Next, we're talking about fractions on a number line. So here, the directions say, complete the number line, draw a point to show the fraction. Okay. So first we need to complete the number line. That's what it told us to do. So let's fill in our number line. So you need to put where these particular fractions lie. So if we're talking about 0, between 0 and 1 here, anything with 0 on the top, it's going to give you 0. 0 parts. So we have 0 fifths, and then we have 5 over 5 here. So to fill that in here, what we would need to do is 1 over 5. Then we have 2 over 5. 3 fifths. And 4 fifths. Okay. And then it tells us to, it's only one part. Remember we had this directions, and we had a second set of directions. Draw a point to show the fraction. So this is our fraction, 4 over 5. So that 4 over 5, we found that already. Here it is. Now let's stop there and notice something. Remember, this is 0, and this is 1. So, look, is that closer to 0 or 1? It's clearly closer to 1. So the closer you get to making the top number match the bottom number, it is getting closer to 1. Okay. Let's move on. Here we have eighths. Same thing here. Eighths. Then we have 1 8, 2 8, 3 8, 4 8, 5 8, 6 8, 7 8. Okay. So with that being said, that was the first set of instruction. We filled it in. Again, notice it is 0 and 1. We're talking about parts of one whole here. You're still working with one whole, but this is just a fraction of that whole. A fraction of that whole, or part of that whole. So here we go again. We're going to look for 3 fifths. 3 being the part, 8 being the whole thing. Put it's 8 pieces in the whole thing. So 3, 1. Oh, this is our 1/8, 2/8. Here's our 3/8 here. put that dot there. Try to make it nice and dark. This paper is a bit, tough to make that work. So, yeah, be mindful of that.